Yo, what's good? What it do? What it is, man? It's your boy Acito. Salute to the whole battle rap community, man. Listen, man, y'all see this particular blog, man. So I've been sitting back, I've been listening to all the commentary, I've been listening to the interviews from all parties involved, and I just want to give my piece on the situation at hand between Swave Sever, ARP, Black Compass, Nunu, the whole mess, bro. The whole mess. Now, this is my opinion in a whole nutshell, right? Swave Sever is doing interviews at the Face-Offs at URL. He's working on the behalf of 15 Minutes of Fame, right? No secret. He usually does that a few times. Him, Anwar, they'll, if Uncle Rod can't be there, Uncle Rod will have them, do the interviews for him. So he's doing the interviews, and I guess, I don't know if it was at the end or in the beginning, but he's interviewing DNA, and he asked DNA, what do you think about Mook versus Big K? Who do you think will win? And Nunu just so happens to be standing either right next to DNA or behind DNA. I don't know exactly where her positioning is, but she's in, the proximity of the conversation. She can hear it. And she doesn't interrupt the interview. She lets the interview, go forward. And I guess there's a conversation that's had to the point where Swave felt disrespected. Swave felt some type of way, Now, in Swave's, his little live that he did, he said he tried to play it off. He tried to throw a couple jokey jokes in there to try to lighten the mood. But I guess, Nunu being Nunu, she probably came at the nigga probably crazy. Because she's known, jump out the window on shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the whole, you gotta, Swave, man. Let me start with Swave. Let me start with Swave before anything. Swave. I understand, you new to this whole media thing. You're not fully experienced, when it comes to the media. But you got to use common sense, my nigga. You got to use common sense. Now, if you're in the building, if you're on the premises of URL, you do not need to be having conversations on film, working, talking about their competitor. Come on, bro. It's just common sense. Now, if you outside the venue, and you just doing your interviews with certain people and you want to throw a question about an opposing league, not a problem. I understand your take when you it's Murder Mook, the logo of battle rap, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that is. And under different circumstances, it probably never would have mattered. But the fact that you're there and you got somebody from the URL staff that's around, that's very petty. Nunu can be very petty. Heard that shit, and it's no secret. It's they're beefing with ARP and RBE, bro. Come on, you got to be smarter than that. And on top of that, so after he has this interaction with Nunu, he's hot, he's mad. He calls ARP. Now, according to him, ARP is his brother. They have a very close, tight relationship. It's not just business. He considers him as a friend. He calls ARP and pretty much vents to ARP about his experience that he had with Nunu. Now, there was no statement made from his behalf stating to ARP yo, don't say nothing about this, because or just period. He didn't say, because he even said it himself. He said that hip hop is real, and then he also alluded to it in his own live that he didn't tell ARP yo, don't say nothing, but he just thought yo, I'm calling you as a friend. I'm thinking this shit is confidential. You're not gonna go out and say anything. But now, let's jump real quick. Shoot to ARP. ARP's doing an interview on Black Compass. Hilarious interview, fire interview, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. So in the mix of it, they on ARP's ass about MBS Central and about this alleged audio, of any type of proof. They haven't seen any pictures, any screenshots of text messages or any type of substantial evidence that says that URL contacted this guy and said, yo, we'll pay you to not cover RBE. Now, ARP alluded that he has some proof, but not full proof. He didn't allude that he has the audio proof, but he just alludes he has some proof. He's going to leave it to MBS to put out the audio. I don't like that shit, bro. Like, you tiptoe dancing. Like, keep it real. Have you heard the audio? Is there audio? Like, come on. It's because the dude, MBS nigga, look crazy. He look crazy. So, in the mix of Swave telling ARP about this experience, ARP, you know, he's getting into a debate with Black Compass, and they're just like, yo, bro, we don't believe it. Like, we're going to need something else. So ARP's like, well, how about this? What if I told you somebody of stature in the culture went through this kind of the same situation? They were approached by someone from the URL staff. He didn't say Beasley. He didn't give you names. He said somebody from the URL staff approached Swave and told Swave, do not talk about RBE around this, you know, around us. You know, don't talk about no battles, no nothing. So he said that. And he said Swave's name like multiple times. It's like, it's almost to the point these niggas was ignoring that he said Swave's name. But he said it multiple times. You know, and he's like, yo, what if I give you that example? Ask Swave. Now, I didn't look at it as a moment where he's like kind of throwing Swave under the bus. I'm gonna be honest with you. I looked at it as like, yo, he really trying to defend his homie. Like, you know, my homie called me, pissed off, felt disrespected. So I'm going to defend his honor, you know, which I mean, you can look at it both ways. I'm not mad at it. And I can kind of understand. It's like, yo, I confide to you. This is supposed to be a private thing, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But I also understand from ARP's perspective. It's like, yo, my nigga, I'm looking out for you. I'm fighting for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for you. So I can understand the miscommunication there on that aspect of things. But in totality, it's like this is an occurrence thing, I guess, from ARP's side. Because he's like, yo, this is not only Swave. I've had multiple people come and tell me of them being sunned to not talk about certain things on URL's grounds. Now, people can do interviews at RBE events to talk about URL and ask about URL, and there's no problem. You know, he's not petty like that. But, like I said, some people on URL can be very petty. And that's just what it is. Now, let's get back to you, Swave. Swave, let me tell you, like, you fucked up, bro. Like, first of all, why didn't you say anything about this? You know, I mean, you said you didn't want it to get out, so I can't really, like, come at you in the sense of, like, why didn't you say anything? Like, if you represent restore order, like, why didn't you restore order? Why fuck talking about it on your show, right? Why didn't you restore order in that very moment when Nunu said something to you? Why didn't you check her right there? Fuck trying to make shit giggles and lighten up the mood. Like, no. Like, you should have stood your ground. Like, excuse me? I'm conducting an interview here. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just asking a simple question. I'm not talking about the rivalry between you both leagues. I asked about a certain matchup involving a GOAT that battles on your platform and others. I don't see what the problem is. And I felt disrespect. Like, you could have came at her. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you being fake and smiling, trying to keep shit, you know, kumbaya, and then you're going to go and you're going to vent to ARP for only that shit to come out, you look crazy, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You look crazy. You look crazy, bro. Had you would have just addressed it, Nunu, and if Nunu would have felt some type of way, that would have been on her to get out there and say something. Or y'all could have just dealt with it right there, and maybe it would have been like, you know what, Swave, I apologize. You know what, you right. It ain't that serious. I apologize. It could have been dead right there, and you could have just went on and continued your other interviews. You never know, bro. That's why you don't linger shit, bro. Especially when it comes to these women, bro. You can't let these women talk to you crazy like that, bro. You cannot. Nobody's saying be disrespectful, but you gotta have some type of authority, man, some balls, bro, and let them know, like, yo, no, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm Swave 7. You don't talk to me like that. What the fuck is wrong with you? So that's why I feel like you fucked up at, man. You fucked up. You went pillow talking to ARP, And ARP jumped out the window to defend your honor, and you felt sabotaged and betrayed from ARP. So I don't know how y'all relationship is moving forward, and then I don't know what your relationship is with URL moving forward. Not in sense of URL, because he said URL, nobody from URL said anything for him. It was more so just Nunu. So, I mean, shit coming from Nunu, it's like, bro, that shit doesn't hold any type of stance to where it's like, oh, damn, Nunu said it, man. It's like, fuck. Nigga, if it ain't coming from Smack, Beasley, Chico, nigga, it's Nunu, bro. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. Continue to do your thing, bro. Like, unless Smack or Beasley come to you and say something like, yo, we appreciate if you don't, ask these type of questions or talk about these type of individuals in the building. You can do that, freely outside. Cool. But I feel like this is an era, something that you're probably going to learn from. And I feel like this is something you just got to go through as far as being media and, jumping into this bag of journalism. I don't know, man. You just, and even just that, bro, you just got to do better, bro. Like, when you have a problem or issue with somebody, you have to address that right then and there, bro. Right then and there. Or if you feel like you don't want to address the person in front of a whole bunch of people, pull them to the side. Have a private conversation. If you don't feel comfortable making a mockery or making a scene in front of people, pull them to the side. Have the conversation. But you can't do shit like that, bro. Especially in this. Listen, man. From what I learned, these niggas ain't your friends. Okay? This is a real chatty patty industry, man. And I don't even think ARP intentionally meant to put that out there. I think he was just more so, he was just caught up. He was just like, yo, I don't know, like, I have to say something, for example, for these niggas to understand, because they're not understanding. I'm explaining this shit in multiple different ways, and it's just not comprehending. I'm talking about Black Compass Media when ARP was interviewing. But it's wild, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure ARP is gonna address this shit. He's gonna do a blog. It's gonna be surgical. He's gonna talk about Black Compass Media, talk about Swave. Niggas just need to throw MBS in the trash, bro. Like, ARP, hopefully you do this blog, you just kind of like, you know what? This information that was brought to me was from a third party. I don't think it was true, because it's taken awfully a long time for this person to produce the physical evidence that says Beasley did this. And I jumped out the window prematurely. And, I think ARP is, he's not an ego-driven individual. I think if he, comes to the conclusion that maybe he was wrong, I can see him, issue an apology. I don't see him squashing shit, but I can see him issue an apology for jumping out the window too fast and then keeping it moving, bro. Like, you got the fire-ass car with Divide and Conquer 2. I see you dropping announcements. Charlie Clips, Rosenberg, Raw, King Los, Ill Will, Murder Moot, Big K. Like, come on, man. You got bigger shit. You just put on a damn near almost flawless classic event. Like, let's get back to battle rap, man. Fuck all this other shit. I mean, it's cool. It's entertaining, but let's get back to the battles, man. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you think Swave was wrong? Do you think Swave should have handled Nunu right then and there and checked the shit? And that would have been prevented from him going to ARP and venting? Or do you think, ARP was wrong and leaking that information in that debate with Black Compass? Let me know, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate all the love. Yo, follow me on all social media platforms. Ace is working. Acito, Instagram, Twitter. It's your boy. Peace.